Welcome to Still Standing, Still Shining, where we explore timeless fables that illuminate the hidden courage within our hearts and minds. Our story begins with a gentle rabbit having a terrible day, having just lost his precious carrot to a deep river. Seeking comfort, he returned to his cozy burrow, hoping for a good night's sleep to wash away his unfortunate bad luck. But as he stepped inside, a strange presence stopped him cold, and he realized his home was no longer his own. A booming voice echoed from the darkness, claiming dominion over the small space and warning the terrified rabbit to stay away. The poor rabbit asked who was inside, trembling with fear as the shadows of the evening began to stretch across the forest. The voice roared back, claiming to be a warrior who crushed rhinos and elephants into dust with just a single stomp. Terrified by this declaration of immense power, the rabbit fled into the woods, desperate to find someone strong enough to help. He soon stumbled upon a wolf, explaining that a terrible monster had taken over his home and refused to leave it. The wolf laughed at the rabbit's fear, puffing out his chest and promising to chase away the intruder with his sharp teeth. They marched back to the burrow, the wolf howling loudly to intimidate whatever creature was hiding within the deep dark shadows. The wolf demanded the stranger leave immediately, believing his reputation as a predator would be enough to scare anything away instantly. But the voice thundered again, threatening to crush the wolf into powder, sounding even louder and more terrifying than it did before. Overcome with sudden terror, the wolf abandoned his promise and sprinted into the trees, leaving the poor rabbit alone once again. Feeling hopeless, the rabbit continued his search until he found a mighty tiger resting under the shade of a large tree. The tiger listened to the story and roared, assuring the rabbit that no creature in the jungle could match his strength. With stripes glowing in the moonlight, the tiger approached the cave, ready to tear apart the intruder with his powerful claws. He let out a ferocious roar that shook the leaves, commanding the unseen beast to come out and face his wrath. Yet the voice from within replied with equal ferocity, claiming it trampled tigers like dry leaves under its heavy, mighty feet. Shocked by such confidence, the tiger's courage crumbled instantly, and he fled into the night, fearing for his own safety. The rabbit was losing hope, but then he saw a rhinoceros grazing nearby, looking like a living tank of pure muscle. The rhino snorted with disdain, claiming that nothing could withstand his horn and that he would easily reclaim the rabbit's home. He stomped towards the burrow, the ground trembling under his weight, prepared to smash the intruder into the dirt without mercy. The rhinoceros shouted his challenge, waiting for the creature to emerge so he could toss it into the air easily. But the mysterious voice laughed, warning the rhino that he would be crushed into dust just like all the others before. Panic seized the massive beast, and the rhinoceros galloped away as fast as he could, leaving a cloud of dust behind. Finally, the rabbit approached an elephant, the largest animal in the forest, believing this was truly his very last chance for help. The elephant listened patiently and raised his trunk, promising to stomp the intruder flat and return the burrow to the rabbit. As the giant moved, the forest seemed to bow, and the rabbit felt a glimmer of hope return to his heart. The elephant trumpeted a sound that pierced the air, demanding the creature leave before it was flattened by his immense weight. The voice inside screamed back, claiming it could snap the elephant's tusks like twigs and trample him into the ground below. Terrified by a creature stronger than himself, the elephant panicked and crashed through the trees, fleeing far away from the burrow. The rabbit wept bitterly, until a small frog hopped by and asked why such powerful animals were running away in fear. The rabbit explained the situation, but doubted the frog could help, since the mightiest beasts of the forest had already failed.
I wiped it. Yes. But with the cave, it calls to us.
However, the frog insisted on trying, hopping confidently toward the entrance where the terrifying voice had scared everyone else away before. The other animals watched from a distance, mocking the tiny frog for thinking he could succeed where giants had failed miserably. The frog shouted into the darkness, declaring that he had arrived to challenge the occupier and would not be easily scared. The voice threatened to crush him, but the frog simply hopped closer, demanding the creature show itself instead of hiding inside. Suddenly, the booming voice stopped, and a tiny green caterpillar crawled out, looking embarrassed as the sunlight revealed his true size. The large animals gasped in disbelief, realizing the terrifying monster was just a small insect whose voice echoed in the cave. The caterpillar apologized, explaining he only wanted a place to rest and discovered the echo made him sound big and scary. The rabbit thanked the brave frog, realizing that true courage is not about physical size, but about facing the unknown directly. We learn that ignoring small problems allows them to grow into monsters, and running away only feeds the shadows of fear. Like the frog, we must have the courage to confront what scares us, stripping away the illusions that hold us back. Thank you for watching Still Standing, Still Shining. Remember to face your fears, stand tall, and let your inner light shine.